My name is Laura, and I'm a nurse. After another long day at work, I head home. I'm a little late, like usual. I'm home. Welcome back, I said. When I got home, my daughter Meg was there to greet me. It must be hard for a third grader to wait at home alone every day. I always feel bad for her, but I guess other nurses might envy me, since I work at the local hospital that doesn't have any night shifts. Where's your dad today? I asked. He's not home yet, Meg answered. I feel like I haven't seen him in a long time. Oh, I see. My husband, Stan, works a lot and doesn't come home much. I can't even remember the last time he spent time with us, like eating together or helping around the house. Well, he does spend time with his family. On his days off, he goes to his mom's house to help with things like gardening and cleaning, and he has dinner with her. Stan never shows up for Meg's soccer practices or spelling bee contests, but he always makes time for his mom. This has caused a lot of tension between Stan and me. I'm sorry, honey, I'm sorry you feel lonely all the time, I said. It's okay, you come home every day, Mom, so that's enough, Meg said. Oh, Meg, I hugged her tightly. If we were a normal family, we would spend time together and be happy, no matter how much I apologized. I knew it wouldn't change things. I kept wondering how things got so bad. Then, one day, Stan came home at a normal time, which was very rare, but by then, both Meg and I didn't feel as close to him, and we didn't talk much. We ate dinner quietly, and then Stan suddenly said, "Hey, why don't we go to Hawaii for the holidays?" What? I was shocked. Stan was suggesting a family trip? What was going on? We haven't traveled as a family in a while, he said. I thought it would be a good way to celebrate my mom's 60th birthday, and it could be a nice chance for us to all be together. Once again, he was thinking about his mom. I was frustrated, but when Meg heard about Hawaii, she got excited. We can go to Hawaii. I really want to go, she said. Meg was so happy. It was her first time going to Hawaii, so I understood her excitement, but I wasn't sure I could enjoy a family trip after everything that's happened, especially with my mother-in-law, Kate, there. If the trip was really to celebrate Kate's birthday, Stan should have told me about it years ago, but since Meg wanted to go, I didn't think I could say no. Alright, I guess we can go. It's been a while since we've all been together as a family, so why not? I said. On the day of the trip, Stan and I both had to work, so we planned to meet at the airport. My workday was very busy, and it went longer than expected. I was running late. After work, I rushed to the airport with Meg. We took the bus and finally arrived, but something unexpected happened. They're not here, I said. Stan and Kate weren't at the airport. I looked around, but I couldn't find them anywhere. Where did they go? No one called me, so I tried calling both Stan and Kate. The number you have dialed is either not powered on right now or has no signal, the message said over and over. I was getting frustrated, so I went to ask the airline staff. One of the staff members asked, "Are you Miss Laura Martin?" Yes, I replied, confused. I didn't know how they knew my name, but they handed me a piece of paper. "I was asked to give this to you," the staff member said. I looked at the paper and was shocked by what it said. I couldn't wait any longer. "Stan and I are going on this trip without you. If you're not on time, we're leaving without you. Why don't you just stay here, Kate?" I whispered, shaking with anger. "What is this?" "Mom, what's wrong?" Meg asked, worried. "Oh, it's nothing. It looks like your dad and grandma went ahead without us," I said, trying to stay calm. "So, we can't go to Hawaii?" Meg asked, upset. We can catch up with them and get on another flight," I said, trying to sound positive, but honestly, we didn't have enough money for another ticket. What was I going to do? While I was trying to figure it out, an old man in front of me suddenly collapsed. Without thinking, I rushed over. After being a nurse for so many years, my body just reacted. "Are you okay?" I asked, checking his breathing, but it had stopped. "Oh my God." I quickly turned him onto his side to clear his airway. I saw something blocking his breathing, probably vomit. I knew I had to act fast. "Please, someone call an ambulance," I shouted as I began to help. Soon, the ambulance arrived, and the man was taken to the emergency room. The man I helped at the airport woke up and asked, "Was it you who saved me?" "Yes, I did," I said. "You really saved my life, thank you so much. I thought I was going to die." He was feeling better now and could talk. It seemed like there were no major health issues, just the breathing problem that caused him to collapse. "I'm James, and I want to thank you properly," he said. "Oh, it's nothing, I just did what anyone would have done." "That's not true, you saved my life." "Thank you, but really, I didn't do anything special." "By the way, were you traveling somewhere?" he asked. "Yes, I was supposed to go to Hawaii with my daughter, but we missed the flight." "That's terrible, I feel bad for you." "No, it's not your fault," I said quickly, we were already running late. "It was my fault." I was feeling down, thinking we'd have to go home, when James said, "That's a shame, your daughter must have been really looking forward to it. Why not just buy another ticket?" "Well, I'm a little embarrassed to say this, but we don't have enough money for another flight." James looked at me, then said, "Okay, as a thank you, I'll buy the tickets for you and your daughter." "Wait, no, that's too much," I said, feeling surprised. "It's totally fine." He then called over a female staff member and borrowed a phone to make a quick call. After hanging up, he said, "Don't worry about it, I won't be able to feel at peace unless I thank you properly." As we were talking, the paper I had from Stan and Kate fell out of my pocket. I was still holding on to my anger, but we were lucky enough to get on another flight to Hawaii, thanks to James. To my surprise, he bought us business class tickets, which were very expensive. Meg and I enjoyed the flight so much. When we finally arrived in Hawaii, I started to think about where Stan and Kate would be staying, but I hadn't asked them before. At the airport, a man approached us. "Are you Laura and Meg?" he asked. "Yes, that's us, but..." "Nice to meet you." He handed me his business card. It had the name of a well-known company on it. "I heard about you from the chairman of our company." "The chairman? You mean the old man I helped?" I asked, shocked. "Yes, that's right. The man you helped at the airport is the chairman of our company." I couldn't believe it. I had no idea James was the chairman of such a big company. "Now, we'll take you to your hotel, as ordered by the chairman. Please enjoy your stay in Hawaii," he said, leading us to a black limousine. I had never been in a car like this before. "Wow, this is amazing," Meg said, excited to ride in a limousine for the first time. I checked my shoes to make sure they were clean before getting in. The view of Hawaii was beautiful, like an endless summer. I had doubts we'd even make it, but I was so glad we were there. Meg couldn't stop looking out the window. Soon, we arrived at a huge, luxurious hotel. But then I realized something important. "Oh no, I didn't book a room," I said quietly. "Don't worry," the man said, "we've already reserved a room for you on the top floor." "But I can't afford this," I said, feeling uncomfortable. "You don't need to pay, it's all been taken care of," he said. I was amazed. James had arranged all of this for us, and I had no idea how far he'd gone to make sure we were treated like VIPs. We entered the hotel and I was stunned by the room. It was huge, almost like a suite, with an incredible view of the ocean and the sunset. The hotel staff was there to help us with anything we needed. The food was also unbelievable, everything was fresh and luxurious. They even grilled the best steak right in front of us. It was the best meal I'd ever had. Later, Meg and I walked around the lobby, and we heard arguing voices coming from a corner. Meg and I saw a man and a woman arguing with the hotel staff. "Are they?" I asked. "Yes, it's my husband and my mother-in-law," I said. "Hey, what are you both doing here?" I called out to Stan and Kate. They turned and saw us. "What? Why are you both here?" Stan asked, surprised. "We came here as planned," I answered, "but you've done something horrible to us, even though you were the one who suggested this trip." "Well, Stan looked at Kate like he wanted to say something, but didn't know how. It's your fault for being late, right?" Kate said dismissively. "I'm sorry for that, but you didn't need to say that. We should have just stayed home," Stan muttered. Kate didn't seem sorry at all. I couldn't forgive them for what they had done. "By the way, why are you two arguing with the hotel staff?" I asked. "When I tried to check in, they told me to leave," Stan said angrily. "I don't understand," I said, turning to the staff. The hotel staff explained. "I heard that these people left our valued guests behind. That's unforgivable. I was told not to let them stay here." "Oh, I get it now," I said. James had a lot of influence with the hotel. As chairman of a big company, he was someone you definitely didn't want to upset. Stan looked even angrier. What does he mean? Well, it's a long story, but it means he can't forgive you both for leaving Meg and me behind, I said. Stan and Kate looked confused. How would someone at this hotel know about that? Stan asked. Well, I understand why you're asking that, but after hearing what happened, I'm not surprised. Honestly, I think you both deserve it, I replied. I pulled out a business card. This is the card from the man who helped me at the airport. Stan took the card with shaking hands. This is a business card from one of our major clients. Both Stan and Kate went pale as they realized the significance. You mean you know the chairman of this company? Stan asked. Of course I do. I saved him at the airport when he collapsed. That's why he booked our flight to Hawaii and even reserved the hotel room for us, I explained. What? Kate gasped, trembling. What's wrong, Mom? Stan asked, concerned. He's in the same gym club as me. I see him sometimes, but everyone looks up to him, Kate stammered. What a strange coincidence, I said, agreeing with Stan. It felt like the world was much smaller than I realized. I had no idea that Kate knew the chairman, but before I heard it from her, I already knew the truth, because James had told me himself. When I got the new ticket at the airport, James had picked up the paper that had fallen out of my pocket. He looked at me, surprised. Laura, what is this? That, I hesitated. Well, we were left behind by my mother-in-law and husband, I admitted. That's horrible, James said, and unforgivable. But this name? I've seen it somewhere before, James said, looking at the paper. Is your mother-in-law's last name Martin? He asked. Yes, her name is Kate Martin, I answered. What, you know my mother-in-law? I was shocked. Of course I do. She's a member of the gym I go to, James said. She doesn't seem like the type of person who would do something like that, and this is how it happened, I said. I smiled, thinking about it. It's tough, isn't it? You two were going on a trip together, but now it looks like we'll be on our own. I'm going to enjoy the trip with Meg, I added. Kate, why don't you just camp out somewhere here and enjoy the Hawaiian night without a roof over your head? Oh wait, that's terrible, I said sarcastically. You're the rudest person ever, Stan and Kate screamed at me. I turned my back on them, laughing. They're so ridiculous. They throw hurtful words at me, but when I throw them back, they call me rude. Let's go, I said to Meg. Yeah, Meg agreed, taking my hand. As we walked away, I could still hear the argument behind us. Anyway, get out of here. We don't have rooms for you, the hotel staff told Stan and Kate, not backing down. Eventually, Stan and Kate were forced to leave the hotel, and Meg and I enjoyed our trip to Hawaii on our own. With Meg's love for Stan almost gone, we didn't need to care about him anymore. I never expected such a wonderful trip as a reward for helping that old man, but I was so grateful. We truly wanted to thank James for everything he had done for us. The trip ended, and we returned home safely. It was an amazing, refreshing experience, and Meg seemed really happy with it. But what happened to Stan and Kate, who were kicked out of the hotel? It seems that things got much worse for them after they left Hawaii. When Stan came home, he looked exhausted. It turned out that the chairman's orders had been shared with all the hotels in Hawaii. Stan and Kate had to camp out in the wild. They got exactly what the paper said would happen. Stan faced even more trouble when his boss called him into the office and told him that the contract with James's company was about to be cancelled. Kate wasn't treated well by the members of her gym club either. They turned cold toward her, and she ended up leaving the club. The gym was her only hobby, but this whole incident scared her so much that she stopped working out and now spends most of her time watching TV. Stan and I realized our marriage was beyond saving, and we decided to divorce. Meg stayed with me, and I didn't ask for alimony or child support. My income wasn't much different from Stan's, and I was fine supporting Meg on my own. I decided I would never see my mother-in-law again. Looking back, this whole situation felt strange. By accidentally being late at the airport, I ended up helping the chairman of a big company, who happened to be someone Kate knew, and because of him, I got to experience one of the best trips to Hawaii. Maybe it was fate. My relationship with Stan never worked, except for Meg. Our different work schedules caused some of the problems, but I believe things would have ended this way even if I had stayed a housewife. Stan would have always put Kate before us. I have no regrets now. I have the most adorable and precious daughter in the world. I don't need anyone else.